Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be heading back to LEGO Ideas for the last time this year and taking a look at the winners of the contest that was applying to the 15 years of ideas. And before we get into the video, I didn't make it through to the next round, but that doesn't really matter. There was still 28, I believe, out of 30 that made it through with the fan vote. I'm not quite sure what happened to the other two, but we'll be taking a look at the 28, including the three winners, the overall winner and the two runner-ups, all of which will be getting the array of LEGO idea sets. And before we take a look at the contest winners, we will first be taking a look at the LEGO Ideas 2023 review results for all the sets that hit that 10k supporter landmark between, I think, January and April, May time. And there were actually quite a few. It says here 71 record-breaking product ideas that reached that 10,000 supporters between January and early May. And the first one, so these both are going to be made into sets. I think hopefully they'll be out next year. I don't really know how long it takes for them to take a model and design it into an actual set. Obviously, they've only just won. I think this was a few days ago now, 1 or 2 days ago as of recording this video. So it will be a while before these become actual sets, but stick around to the end of the video because we'll be taking a more in-depth look at both these models. The first one being the Twilight Cullen House. Now, I haven't watched Twilight. I have no idea what Twilight is about other than werewolves, really. And as you can see, there is a werewolf build here. It'd be nice to get a werewolf build in LEGO rather than a minifigure because it just adds a bit more to the build. And overall, it's a nice house. There's a fully flushed interior. Again, stick around to the end of the video if you are interested in looking at this model. And the other one, you might have seen it just at the bottom of your screens already, is a botanical garden. Now, at the end of the year, I will be doing my top sort of 10-ish sets, maybe a few more, of 2023, and the Friends Botanical Garden, spoiler alert, does make the list. So stick around for that video as well. Make sure you are subscribed. We smashed 500 subs this year. We're even over 550 at the point of this video. So thank you all for the support, and especially for the recent videos. They all seem to be doing really well. So I'm glad you all like the content, and of course, I'm going to keep making it as long as you're enjoying it. But we really do need a botanical garden, sort of more of a modular build, which is what this looks at. This will fit alongside the recent Natural History Museum set that we've got, and all the other modulars. They'd have to, I guess, probably flush out the base a little bit. To be fair, I think that's actually quite good. It's got the pavement at the front, the street lamps. I think this will look really good alongside the others. They just need to add sort of Technic pins to connect them or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I don't have any of the modulars, so they'll modularize it up, but it does look really cool, and I can't wait to see it at the end of the video. These are just some of the sets, some of the 71 sets that hit 10k. I mean, there might even be the 70 here. Looking at it, there probably is 71 sets, so these are the 71 LEGO idea sets that come in. You can see there's ones like the Crown, you've even got Godzilla. In fact, let's take a closer look at this image. And here we can see all 71, well, some of them are behind me, so I guess you can't see 71, but you have to take my word for it. All 71 are on screen. I mean, the ones that are behind me are a Moon poster, which does look quite good. Of course, another Taylor Swift Lover House. I seem to be seeing them everywhere I look on LEGO Ideas, so at some point, surely that's got to make it into a set. They're getting so many votes, and I think Taylor Swift has just gone on tour, which has absolutely smashed a load more records. So as a regular LEGO fan, even I would be surprised if at some point soon that doesn't become a set. Though that being said, if it doesn't become a set in the next sort of year, I don't really know if any of them would, because they're just all getting so many votes, and there's actually different versions of the similar builds that are coming through LEGO Ideas. So it'll be interesting to see what LEGO do with that. Perhaps LEGO make their own deal and release their own sort of artist sets. I know there was meant to be a minifigure series at some point with a load of Universal's music artists, but we never really got anything else from that. And again, it was just a rumour, something that didn't go through on LEGO's behalf. But there are so many. E.T., there's also a central station, which would be a great addition to the modulars. There's Daft Punk helmets, and with the Star Wars helmets going, it'd be nice to see a few celebrities and famous ones, though a lot of the faces, I guess, they wouldn't want to attempt because of results like the recent Chewbacca. And if we scroll down a little bit, they're still working out the final designs and the pricing and the availability, but there will be a blog post as soon as they get that ready. So I can make a video on that, similar to how we talked about the Orient Express, and that was originally a blog post because that too was a design that comes from ideas. But we do have the next review results coming sort of early 2024, and these are all the sets that hit 10,000 supporters between May and September of this year. So you can see they take about a 4-month period, so we will then have in about a month or two the September to January results again, and it's about a 4-month period of sets that hit 10k, and say about 8 months later they'll be reviewed. So we can be expecting the 2 sets to have been chosen from this, or however many sets they're going to choose to make, and to have that knowledge by around April time, which is in 4 months time. But again, in 4 months I can make another video and even cover some of the other sets that we've got from LEGO Ideas in that 4-month period, because there's no limit to how many sets they put out. They could always look back on one of these other sets and go, you know what, this would be a great set, let's now do this. So it'll be interesting to see which sets are picked from here. Again, there are a load, so we'll take a quick look at this one. And it does seem to be a slightly lower quality image, but you can probably make out there's another few Taylor Swift houses. There's actually 2 Phineas and Ferb sets. You've got Doofenshmirtz Tower here, and you've also got a Perry the Platypus, sort of 3-in-1. The Platypus, Perry the Platypus, and then he's got some grapple gun and backpack in this one. So that'd be really awesome to see. Trojan horses, Red Bull Ferrari, Scooby-Doo van, a DreamWorks Shrek Swamp, which actually I've just seen another one just on Ideas, which is a little similar to this, but it'd be really cool to get a Shrek set. That's something else I predict in the new year. A Taylor Swift house, a Shrek Swamp, and tell you what, the Pixar Lamp and Ball would be really cool as well. Again, the Caterpillar. We've got some Chessmaster set. A Lego chessboard would be really cool, especially with some more brick-built chess pieces rather than minifigures, which we've seen quite a few times in Lego already. But there's a bunch of great sets that are looking to be Lego sets soon. And once again, I'll keep you up to date with all the new sets coming out, not only the final Tuesday of the month where we go over all releases that have been announced that month, and not only for the next month but for everywhere in the future, and then obviously the first of every month where we go over every set coming out that day, which just helps to order things a bit more. You see all the releases as they happen, well, at least on a monthly basis, and then the first of the month every set that's coming out, because we got sets a few months ago that aren't coming out till March or February, with the Dune Ornithocopter and even the whole Animal Crossing wave. So they do release them a bit haphazardly sometimes, but last Tuesday of the month, I won't be recording it until last minute just to get every design that I can. But you best believe Boxing Day there will be a releases video for everything announced this month. Few polybags fall throughout the year, but most of the sets are going to be focused on that January 1st wave, and we'll give a quick rundown of that wave. And in January 1st there's going to be an extended video where I cover every single set in as much detail as it needs. But over to today's video, where we'll be looking at the LEGO Ideas 15 Years of LEGO Ideas Challenge. And here you can see the 15 years of my ideas. I've already done a video on it, so I'm not going to cover it again in this video. I'll try and leave that linked on screen, in the description, or at the end on one of them little end squares that you can click on. And that might be best so you can watch it after this video. But all the other models that were submitted for this got narrowed down in a fan vote. And thank you to everyone that did vote for me. There were quite a few people, but only 28 of them made it through to the expert stage. They did say there was going to be 30. I'm not sure if there were 3 models that got the same fan votes and they just decided not to include them. But there are 28 different models. Of course, they are ranked in popularity, so the 3 highest votes did actually go on to win in the expert round, which I guess does make a bit of sense. They were the most voted models, so the most popular ones did end up winning. But there are some really cool other models. This castle definitely sticks out to me. Of course, you've seen on my one, the top of my 5 is a castle build, and I'm very happy with the final version of that. But I think it would have been really cool if I took one of them designs, made a giant 15, and honestly, I could have made a 15 for every single different theme that I created, as they didn't limit your submissions, it just meant that only one of them could go through on the fan vote. So perhaps next time that's what I'll do. I'll create 15s completely for their own themes rather than the others. But this one does look really cool, and it's actually one of my favourites that didn't end up winning. And I really like the giant Lego hand in this one. There's something about the way people build the giant Lego hands that looks really cool. This is a build you might have seen quite a few times. Also stood out when we were going through all of the other ideas quite early on, and it's like a history of Lego over the top. But there are a load of giant 15s. Of course, the only limit to what you could build was it had to include a giant 15. So many people just built a giant 15 like myself, and of course that is the straightforward thing to do. But now looking towards the top 3, and I think we'll start with the winner and then reveal the 2 runner-ups, because they're all great builds, the 3 of them. Honestly, I think they just couldn't pick between who was the actual winner, so they went with the highest voted. But the winner is this here, the little workshop celebrating in a Lego Designer Dream Workspace. And honestly, it really is a dream workspace. You've got the shelf with some of the bigger builds on the top. You've got a nice cake there for 15 years with a giant foil balloon, which honestly is a great use of the pieces. And I really like the shimmery gold colour. Of course, not all these pieces come out in this colour, but the whole point of Lego Ideas is you really get to design everything yourself. And that includes a lot of new elements and pieces, which obviously won't be seen in any Lego sets anytime soon. And perhaps that is something they take into consideration when working on sets that reach the 10k followers. But this person has put it together very well. Brick Abe. I really like the light bulb, man. It's a great design. It is like a giant mech, really. So there's nothing stopping you from creating this yourself. But he's at the computer. A few new elements. They look like a load of printed and sticker tiles here, similar with the drawers, which I really like. There's not only Lego pieces and different block shapes on them, but you've also just got some drawings and some house and cars. Perhaps there's some wooden toys in there from Lego's earlier days. You've also got the flower pots, which big part of Lego now, and overall it just really brings everything together. You've got the owl. You've even got a spaceship on the shelf. So it still feels very Lego-esque, and congratulations to Brick Ape for winning the contest. Now the runner-up, honestly, I think this was one of the biggest sets, the one that went out there the most. I did like the workshop, and also I've just realised there's a cat on the floor of the workshop. I haven't noticed that when I was looking at it earlier, but I am somewhat reacting to these for the first time. I haven't looked too closely, but this one I have looked at before, and there are so many little bits. You've got the wizard, you've got the little cottage, you've got the spaceman with a planet, you've even got snowflake, rocket, butterflies, flowers. It's taken inspiration from a lot of different Lego places. In fact, I don't think that's a snowflake. I think that's actually fireworks with the yellow on there. You've got the fish down here, and obviously if you're trying to build this in real life, it's just not really possible. But the point with this contest is you can just use your imagination, create what you like, and it's the best looking one. Honestly, this person's gone all out for it, and it does look really cool. If there was any way to get a physical version of this, it just look amazing. There'd be a load of translucent bricks trying to hold everything up and make sure it don't fall. But opening the Lego head is a great idea. And last but definitely not least, before we look at the 2 sets from earlier, we got this little excavation set from George Brickman, and sorry to Martin_Studio who designed the last one. 15 years of fulfilling dreams, which is really cool. This is discovering new ideas. Of course, discovering new ideas, in this case being excavating a giant 15, which honestly looks really cool. It looks like some Jurassic Park or Indiana Jones set, which is probably why I like this so much. But you've got it looks like a crash plane there. I would suppose it's probably just a landed plane at a funny angle. A little vehicle here, and a load of tents for the people that are trying to excavate this historical site with the giant 15 celebrating Ideas' 15th birthday. And I did mention when I was creating my idea set that I am going to be doing something next year, hopefully early on in the year, around January time, for my 15 years of Lego, because next year does celebrate 15 years of myself collecting Lego. So stay tuned for something special. Again, subscribe so you don't miss that out, and be sure to turn on notifications, so I am posting at midday UK time every single day. And that's been going on for just over 4 months now, and honestly, I don't expect it to stop anytime soon. So thank you all for the support, and now let's take a look at the new Lego sets? Well, I guess I should say the future Lego sets, as they're not Lego sets yet, but as you can see, I did say that there was a fully flushed interior, and I don't really know what the interior is. Again, I haven't watched Twilight. I have no plans of watching Twilight just to understand this set, but there seems to be some recliner chair. I'm not quite sure what the Cullen House is and why it's so special, but it seems to be some downstairs workshop or business, or perhaps that's upstairs looking at the stairs, but I think that is the top floor, and there's a little office. The second floor is then the one with a piano, the large couch. It does look like quite a nice house. It's a bit bare, but I do wonder if this represents the Cullen House very well, because again, I don't know anything about Twilight, so I'd like to see a bit more in there, but I'm sure Lego will probably decrease the set size a little bit and just make it look like the interiors are flushed out a bit, and you can actually sit 2 people at the piano, which is pretty cool. But the thing that stands out to me most is this werewolf build. It's nothing too special. It's perhaps not the greatest build you've ever seen, but I think it is really cool. It uses hinge pieces and clip joints to articulate the legs of the werewolf, and I suppose it would be strong enough to hold its own, but Lego will probably want to lock in the bricks a little bit more. But as this is a designer set, more of a Lego Ideas icon set, then that means Lego can be a bit more delicate with the builds, as they're most likely going to be displayed and not played with. But the next build is honestly going to be one of the best builds we've got from Lego Ideas, and that is this botanical garden. I'm not sure if there's any interior images. In fact, this is somewhat modular. I wouldn't call it modular, as you can't rearrange the pieces, but there are quite a few pieces. There's a bench or some sort of walkway on the back here. There's also, all the windows can be removed from the edges from the top. So you've got the 2-story windows that can be taken off the top and 2 from the side. And honestly, this is packed with flowers, and I can't wait to see all the new elements Lego use. In fact, I really like the way they've done the stairs here, especially clipped them in place. It's a very smart idea, which really I never would have thought of. It seems that that walk from the last image we looked at was actually this sort of balcony that is where the stairs lead up to. You can actually remove that to see all the pieces underneath, and it looks like we've got some of the Brickhead's eyes in green here. We've also got a load of just the smaller common pieces used to represent the flowers. Lego are definitely going to go out of their way to create some new pieces and repurpose some other minifigure accessories for this botanical garden. But I really like this sort of tree in the middle here with all the wavy leaves coming down, and I can't wait to see what Lego do with this model and what other minifigures they include, as I'm sure they'll whack a redesigned classic minifigure in there somewhere, especially with the recent Natural History Museum and the Orient both having redesigned Adventurers minifigures. So that is all for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed, and not only did we get to look at the 3 winners of the Ideas contest, we got to see 2 new sets, and honestly I cannot wait for the Botanical Garden. It's going to be an awesome set, and if they do anything like they did the Friends set, it's just going to knock our expectations out of the park, and I don't really know how they'll top it as far as the Botanical Collection is confirmed. But there are a load of Botanical sets, likewise probably a few Friends sets and other flower themed sets, we don't know. But that video will come out for the January wave, stay tuned for that, and I've got quite a few special videos coming over Christmas, including taking a look at this year's sets, this year's minifigures, and even a video based on the fan vote that is currently going in my community poll. The final vote is up for your favourite Lego Star Wars set. Be sure to head over, go vote. We've got nearly 1,000 votes all in all across all of the polls. So it's only been running for 2 months. That is amazing from you all. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like if you did enjoy this video, subscribe for more awesome Lego content, and may the bricks be with you.